Hey guys, this is Stephanie and I am Stacks on Stacks on Stacks. Today I am bringing you guys my May book haul. I think I might have hurt myself there doing that thumbnail a little bit. These are the books that I got in the month of May. Now, some of those I got from subscription boxes, so I will link my subscription unboxing below. I also got some of these from one order to Book Outlet, and I got, I think, one from a sale that my library has going like all the time. So without further ado, let's get into this book haul. Okay, so the first one I got was Diviners by Libba Bray, and I got this in a book box, and I already have this book, so I might hold on to it for a little bit, see if I can maybe gift it to somebody. Basically, this is a book, it takes place in the 20s, and it is about a girl who goes to live with her uncle, and he is very heavily involved with the occult, and she has some maybe natural talents or something towards the occult. It's supposed to be a great mystery book. A little dark, because that's a little Libba Bray, but it's supposed to be quite good, and it is one that I do want to read eventually. In that same book box, I got Sea of Shadows by Kelly Armstrong. I'm not 100% sure what this one is about. I think it's about two sisters who are like in charge of the underworld basically, and they get separated, and so people aren't able to be kept in the underworld or in the dark world or something along those lines because they're not together, so it's them finding their way back to each other, I think. I'm not sure if it's one that I'm going to read very quickly if I get to it at all. It doesn't really spark my interest, but it was a book box one, so you never know. Also in a book box, I got Unearthly Things by Michelle Gagnon. Now, I believe this one is about a girl whose parents die, and then she goes and lives with some people in California. She's a surfer, and then she finds a guy there who's a surfer, and they kind of become friends, and I think it's that story. I'm not 100% sure about that synopsis. You can always look it up on Goodreads. The other half of that book box gave me The Finishing School by Joanna Goodman. Now, I think this one is about a girl who is at a finishing school and somebody she knows dies, and then years later down the road, she's trying to solve that mystery. It does sound like an interesting book. It is one I'll probably pick up eventually. Then for my library, I got Inside Out by Maria V. Schneider. Now, I have read the Poison Study books. Actually, I take it back. I haven't finished it, but I've started it, and I like Maria V. Schneider. I like her writing. I think she has great ideas, and I think she writes very, very good characters. So it was 25 cents, and you can't go wrong with a 25-cent Maria V. Schneider book. And I honestly have no idea what it's about, but I kind of think I'll like it anyway. Next are the books that I got from Book Outlet this month. The first one is going to be Shopaholic Ties the Knot by Sophie Kinsella. And then I also got Shopaholic and Baby. There we go. I got these both at Book Outlet because they were fairly cheap, and they will complete the Shopaholic series for me. I've read the first one in there. I haven't read any of the other ones, so I look forward to getting those. Next, I have The Circle by Dave Eggers. Now, honestly, I was first looking at this because I saw that there's a movie out with Emma Watson. I saw a movie was coming out with Emma Watson and Tom Hanks, and I like both of them as actors, so I was like, well, I want to read the book. And then I actually talked to somebody who read the book, and she said, it's a little confusing at first, but you'll like it. And I thought, all right, why not? So I got it, and I hope I will read it sometime soon. Next, I picked up a few Agatha Christie books. The first one I got was And Then There Were None, which I read last month and I loved. So I'm excited to read more Agatha Christie. I also got from Agatha Christie The Secret Adversary. Now, I think this is the very first in the Partners in Crime, which is the Tommy and Tuppence series, I think. And I don't know how many books are in the series with those two. I want to say it's like 4 or 5. It's not a lot. So I kind of want to read the whole series. I will probably try and read this one next month because I really liked Agatha Christie the first time. So this one will probably be on my TBR soon. And then I also got Partners in Crime, which is also a Tommy and Tuppence book. I don't know where it falls though, so I'll have to see how those line up before I know when I'll read this one. Next, I got Orange. Now this is a manga, and this is the second one. I got the first one this month, and I'm almost done with it. I got it from the library though, so I will have to take it back soon. And I really like it. It's the first manga I've really ever read, and I'm kind of like, this is really fun. Like, it's smart. I love the pictures. I really enjoyed a lot of it. So I thought, why not get the second one from Book Outlet? It was super cheap, and I think these are a couple books that I would like to own. Next, I got A Torch Against the Night by Sabaa Tahir. Now, I have read this one. I read it a few, maybe last fall. I read it. And I really did like it. I liked the series in general, the first 2 books. I'm excited about the 3rd one. I hope they don't wait too long before it comes out because I'm afraid I'm going to forget things. But it was definitely a good book. You can read the first book called The Never in Ashes. It's been out for a while. I have it on my bookshelf somewhere back there. But it was a series I definitely enjoyed about a girl who's a slave girl, a lesser class or something like that. And I don't want to give too much away. It's multi-perspective as well, which normally I'm kind of on multi-perspectives. But I listened to the audiobook on the first book, and that really helped me with sorting out characters of who is whom. And then this one I actually read for real. Next, I have Curio by Evangeline Denmark, and this is an autographed copy. I got this as well through Book Outlet. Now, I don't remember 100% what it's about, but I think it's like a Western kind of book. And I gotta tell you, I do not read a lot of Western books or even hear about a lot of like YA Westerns, but it's like a YA Western, but I think at the same time it's a little bit futuristic. Couldn't tell you what it is beyond that, but I know what a curio cabinet is. So it's kind of like an apothecary cabinet, you could say. So I'm hoping it'll be a good book. It was one I heard about probably like 2 years ago. My first was watching BookTube, but I remember I liked the sound of it, so hopefully I'll like reading it too. Next, I got a few classics. I got The Grapes of Wrath by John Steinbeck, and I got Of Mice and Men, also by John Steinbeck. Now, these are both books that I have read. I read them in high school. I read this one again about a year ago. I don't know why, I just got an itch, and it's so short. Such a little book. I liked both these books. I remember this one was like, they had me talking about all sorts of symbolism and stuff like that too in class. And I was like, well, if by symbolism you mean that they're poor and they're sad, then yes. I would say I'm just not good at discussing books back then. But they're classics, so I felt like they were worth it. I also got The Unwanteds, The Island of Dragons by Lisa McMahon. This is the 7th book in the series. I haven't read any of these books. I do not know what any of them are about. I know that they are middle grade fantasy, and I've been told if I like Brendan Mull, then I will like these. And I have the rest of the series, or almost the rest of the series, so I thought, gotta get this one too. And the last book I got was Rebel of Sands by Alwyn Hamilton. I think I said that right. And I'm not 100% sure what this one is about. I think I remember people talking about it maybe a year or so ago. And all I really remember is that it had a really strong female character to it. I tend to like strong females, and I was told that the book was a little different. It wasn't your typical YA tropes. So I thought this one will be a good one to put on my TBR soon. Those are all the books that I hauled in the month of May. Go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let me know what book you think I should put on my TBR first out of all of these books. Please don't forget to like if you liked, and please subscribe if you would like to be notified when I have more videos. That's all I have, and I will talk to you all real soon. Goodbye.